What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Alex's Toy Show, Q&A number 48. It's Memorial Day weekend. We got to get this done so we can go back to the party. First up, Alan Notman wants to know, do you have a dog? Do you collect Star Wars figures? And does Feisty Pants like WWE or TNA? I can guarantee you he has no idea what TNA is. We watch WWE, all the guys he knows, all the wrestler figures that he has. Everything is WWE. We do collect we did collect Star Wars figures. I had left over from my collection as a wee lad, a strapping wee lad, and I ended up selling them over the years for like $300. I had about 45 or so, give or take, figures with the weapons in the C-3PO collector case. It was like the shape of C-3PO. And I sold it for like $300 to a comic book store for store credit for free comics every week, basically up until $300. Do we have a dog? Yes, we have a Boxer. Boxer is the family dog. I started picking up, like reinventing my Star Wars figure collection, back to that. And there was a point where I had literally... the Power of the Force line had a Stormtrooper in it, and when you open up the case, you had 2 Stormtroopers per case, and then Luke Skywalker came in Stormtrooper disguise, and there were 2 of him per case, and they got clearanced out to something ridiculous, like 65 cents a figure. And when I tell you, I stopped counting at 400 Stormtroopers, and my plan was to, one of my early custom pieces that I was working on, it just was too expensive. I wanted to build a replica Death Star and have just Stormtroopers, enough Stormtroopers to be everywhere. And it just never came. I ended up selling the Stormtroopers also over the years. David Sid, C-I-D, I hope I didn't mispronounce that, wants to know, I told him I would get back to this from the Avengers movie he saw. He wants to know how Avengers got back together since the last Avengers movie and Iron Man 3. Both of those endings had everybody going their separate ways, and Iron Man 3 also had Tony Stark destroying all his Iron Man outfits. Well, here's the thing. Number one, Tony Stark is a brilliant man, and even though he destroyed all his suits, it was only the suits that were in that battle. He had more suits back at home in Stark Tower, and which eventually became Avengers Tower. And there's a lot of ways to tell a story. The Avengers 2 is the story being told. So what the writer does is he figures, where is the picking up point? Do the fans really need to see everybody, hey, want to go storm this guy's castle? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'm doing. Nobody needs to see that. It's said in the very beginning of the movie, when you see everybody coming together in the forest fight, that Thor says they've been on the hunt for the scepter. Now that's true. They didn't get the scepter back in any of the other previous movies, and they've been on the hunt for it. So that's how they got back together. Somebody got a tip. They said, "Hey, I think this is where the scepter is. Let's go get it." Everybody got together, and here they are in the battle. That's where you pick up the story. And that's how you do it. So many people have been asking, are you married? Are you single? Are you divorced? Where did Feisty Pants come from? Well, there's no such thing as the stork, so it's not like a stork dropped him off at my doorstep one day. No, I dated somebody. We had a child. It was Feisty Pants. We didn't get married. So that doesn't, allow me to get divorced at all, because we were never married in the first place. And then that's what they say is that. I am single because we're not together anymore, and I'm not dating anybody. So that's how all that plays together. I hope that's the end of those questions. Brandon Gredeman, he wants to know. Brandon, what did you ask me? Oh, you asked me what was my favorite joke for last week's Q&A, and I said I had more jokes to tell. All right, they're 2 mom jokes. They're the greatest mom jokes ever. The first one goes, hey, I saw your mom the other day. And you're like, yeah? And I was like, yeah, she was kicking cans up the street. I asked her what she was doing. She said she's moving. mom jokes are meant to be derogatory, so it's not your mom, don't get me wrong, it's just the person that you're telling. The other one goes, somebody better call somebody because your mom's been on my couch all week long and she won't get up. When you're older, you'll appreciate that. Bartender from The Shining wants to know, did I watch The Walking Dead and is Feisty Pants headed to the WWE? What? No. No, I mean, my first question is, what episode of Walking Dead are you talking about? Or just The Walking Dead in general? I've seen it all, if that's more your answer. More answers your question. I've seen the finale, I saw all the seasons. The only thing I didn't do is read the comic books. And, because I'll go back and read them after. I started too soon. And there's a summer series starting, like a side story that picks up in LA about the start of everything. I'm gonna watch that, but obviously it hasn't started yet, so I haven't watched it yet. Feisty Pants is nowhere old enough to go to the WWE. Come on. Brock Lesnar guy wants to know, what is your favorite WWE match? The favorite finisher? How did I come up with my pal Alex? Who is MJ Appleballs? Your thoughts? Your favorite catchphrase and your favorite YouTuber? It would suck if I was my own favorite YouTuber, but I'm pretty funny. Me and Grim and Doo-Hop and everybody, we're a funny bunch of guys, and I'm glad we all have our things going. I would say collectively we are the best. I don't know if I have a favorite catchphrase. I'd have to think of that one. I don't think I do, though. MJ Appleballs, I thought I knew who it was, and it turned out it wasn't. I thought it was the mailman, and there he is. Mailman appears right in the last episode with Grim when he got hit by the car, so it's not the mailman, so fucking I don't know. Lately everybody's been saying it's Jimmy Controversy, so let's check that out. Maybe it's Jimmy Controversy, who knows? I'm gonna get this fucker, though, I'll tell you what. How did I come up with my pal Al? Years ago, I used to work in a music store, and myself and there was an older gentleman, my senior was also called Alex. So we're like, well, we can't both be Alex, so we flipped a coin for Alex, and he won the coin toss. So he was Alex, I was Al, and when email first came around, I said, well, oh, no, back a step. My buddy used to call me Al, my pal, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm fine. So when email came around, what was I going to say? I was trying to think of a name, and I said, oh, Al, my pal, would work out pretty well. And it was taken, so I just reversed it, my pal Alex, and that's how that came to fruition. I don't know if I have a favorite WWE match of all time, but you know what? You know the match I'm talking about. It was the Authority took on the Shield, and that was one of the greatest matches I've seen in a long time. So we'll go with that. And a finisher, I don't know if I have a favorite finisher. I don't know. Everybody's got their own kind of gimmick. Randy Orton is very charismatic in the ring. I like all his stuff. Stone Cold was the best when, I would go with Stone Cold. A tie between Stone Cold and Randy Orton, because they're similar moves. Brandon Sadowski wants to know, would I want a four-wheeler, or did I ever have one? I had a, check out the chicks in the car next to me. Not check-outable. But they're fine. I had a Jeep Wrangler. Hello is the word I'm looking for. Jeep Wrangler. I would want one of those. We lost someone in the hobby. His name is John Stevenson. For Transformer fans, he voiced, in the original G1 cartoons, he voiced Cup, Huffer, Thundercracker, looking at my notes, Windcharger, and Alpha Trion. And he had a very long acting career. You gotta IMDb him and check it all out. I mean, he voiced stuff back to, like, the dawn of time. And he was... Man, I wrote a bunch of these down. He was in Charlotte's Web. He was in A Christmas Story, C-Lab 2020, Birdman, Casper the Friendly Ghost, a couple of incarnations of Casper the Friendly Ghost, Tom and Jerry a couple times around, Mr. Slate in the Flintstones. He was Mr. Slate. He was in, I'm reading my notes. He was in a lot of Marvel Comics cartoons back in the day. There was a Harlem Globetrotters cartoon. I didn't even know that. How about that? He died of Alzheimer's at the age of 91. But what you got to do is you got to go back. And I mean, that's like from the 60s and 70s. I mean, he did stuff even more after that, 80s, 90s, and today. And you just got to go check him out, pay some tribute. And you know what else? Like I said earlier, it is Memorial Day. It's not just a 3-day weekend. Everybody should know why there is Memorial Day. Have a burger, have a hot dog, have a soda, maybe a cold beer if you like beer. I'm not really a beer drinker. I'm going to have a soda, maybe something a little extra in it. Enjoy your weekend. Q&A Sunday. Monday, I'm going to show you toy hunts and toy hauls. Tuesday is Baseball Card Tuesday. Wednesday is Feisty Pants' Minecraft Day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, action figure reviews, custom action figure reviews, Lego, EverQuest, fan mail. I'll work it all somehow in there. Oh, send us fan mail. Hello, I forgot all this shit at the end. Here's our usual shit. Instagram, my pal Alex _photos. Fishing Guy 75 on YouTube. That's my brother at the Original Champ on Twitter. We do some crazy stuff, and we're putting it together, and we're going to get it up on the internet as soon as he gets around to it. Fan mail. At Alex's Toy Show. P.O. Box 13, Bayville, New Jersey, 08721. What else? Summer bonus, Baseball Tuesday, Feisty Pants, Minecraft Wednesday, EverQuest somewhere. Overpower issue got resolved. Yay. And the campaign to verify Alex. Like this video, leave us a comment, and subscribe for more!